you should be able to see the screen. Hold on a second. Yeah, according to what I'm looking at, you should be able to see the screen. So if you are having an issue and you are not, I'm gonna stop it for a moment and then I'm gonna start the screen again, just because I want to be sure. We are recording and everyone is muted. However, if you want to, oh, okay, great. You can see it. Great. Just for those of you who just joined, we are recording it, so you are muted. However, if you chat with me, I can see what you're writing. If you have specific questions that you would like to have answered, please go ahead and send them in the chat. If I have time to answer them while we're on the call, I will do that. If not, I will answer them and have them sent out in a mass email. Please make sure that you definitely take part in using the chat feature. You can either chat the entire, send the chat to the entire room, or you can send it directly to me. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of start again, because I think that there were some issues with regard to being able to see the screen. I want to make sure that you all are clear about where to go for the Start Here area. So here we go. See here, Start Here. Underneath the name, it says Life Coach Office in blue, Start Here. When you click that, this is the screen that you receive. And as you scroll down, you click these are links that we set up for the help, and it says Getting Started Checklist. So this kind of tells you exactly where you should be when you're just getting started. Now, maybe you got started a little while ago, but it's always good to go back and take a look at what we're saying with regard to what to do, just to make sure that you've done everything right. I want to share with you something that is very important that some folks are not aware of. Item number 2 that says time zone. Ensure your time zone is correct. If you do not select a time zone, the system will automatically use the default time zone. And what happens is when you go to create meetings, unfortunately, it's going to create a meeting for you in a default time zone and not in the time zone that you're in. We are going to discuss time zones a little bit later. I just wanted to make sure that you were aware about the necessity of using the time zones, okay? So please make sure that you put your time zones in. This tells you where to make sure that you do your branding, to check your subscription area. If you need to upgrade your subscription area, that would be the area that you would do that. Again, the Quick Start Guide, some of you have looked at it already. You might be very happy to know that we are just about complete with the next upgrade of that Quick Start Guide. So that will probably within the next 5 to 10 days be updated. Right now, the one that's there doesn't have the, this Start Here or any of the newest things that we have launched. So the new Quick Start Guide is going to be something very important. We also, in the new Quick Start Guide, have pictures, more tutorials in that way. So I think that you'll find it very helpful. Then there's an area that talks about lessons. And so if you already have lessons that you've created, that's the next thing that you want to list. You want to add things in your classroom, add things into your library. And let me tell you the difference between the library and the classroom. All right? In the classroom, what you're going to put there is you're going to put anything that is in video. Okay? A lot of people, a lot of the questions that I receive about the classroom and the library is folks are not really sure what goes in what. Anything that is video is going to go into the classroom. We're going to take a look at that in a little bit. Anything that is, and also in that area, say you have a video that actually has a worksheet that goes along with it, you can add that worksheet to that video so that your clients can watch the video and download the worksheet for that video all at the same time. In the library area, that's all of your written and your audio stuff, not video, just audio. So in your library area, it's going to be, you know, ebooks or workbooks or worksheets or anything like that. You will put in that area. And again, we're going to talk about in a little bit. Groups. Now, many of our coaches are definitely working with groups and not just individual people. And so we say that that would be what you would go to next as far as your setup. So that is your Start Here area, and those are some of the links. They link to the Quick Start Guide and areas in the Quick Start Guide where we have tutorials. Now, I just want to go back to the Start Here for a moment. And you will see that here it says knowledge base. So many folks are not aware that on our website there is an area that has a lot of information that could be beneficial to you as a coach. So I just clicked on that area for knowledge base, and you will be seeing that momentarily. And here you are, the knowledge base area of the Life Coach office. And so it tells you what's coming up. And here, where it says knowledge base, there is some information that you might want to take a look at that can be helpful to you. All right, so always check that out. We're always updating this area. It's where we're going to always put what we're working on, what's coming up, new documents that we write that help folks utilize the system more. We will be updating that, and we'll be sending mass emails out so that you'll know that we've updated it. So you don't have to guess, but feel free to definitely go there and take a look at what's around. You'll be surprised at what's available to you. All right, and then the videos, where is it? So the Getting Started checklist is here. Clicking on it, and then I'm going to go to the videos that I spoke of just a few moments ago. So sorry that this takes a little bit longer. All right, so LCO training tutorials. I clicked on that, and that is what is going to come up. And it's going to show you right here, there are tutorials for Life Coach Office right there. I don't want them to play, so I'm just going to get out of the screen. I just wanted to show you that that is available. So that links to that, and we're going to go right back to Life Coach Office. So that basically is the Start Here area. Now, I'm going to take you to the classroom. So in the classroom, as you can see, you see this? It's like a little piece of film. That tells you that this is where you're going to add video, all right? And what I did was this is just a sample area. So this is a lesson, instructions for Life Coach Office, how to add your video. I just created that a little while ago. And what I did was, you see it says Maximize Your Life Notebook. I attached the file for the lesson. So this is what I was talking about when I said you can upload your videos and you can attach the lesson. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. All right, so here we are in the classroom, and we're going to click on New. Okay? And we're just going to name the lesson LCO lesson number 1. Okay. And it says link to YouTube or Vimeo. So if you have a Vimeo account, you can link there very easily. Vimeo is private. But you can use YouTube also and not have your items be public. How do you do that? Let me show you. So here is your YouTube video. So I'm going to have to get out my chat for just a moment because it's in my way. I'm just going to show you on my own account. So see that where it says upload? In the upper right hand corner, for anyone who's listening and not actually viewing, I click upload, and it takes me to my page. All right, my account page on YouTube. And then when you hit the webcam capture, it's going to allow you to record. So we're going to hit that. We're not going to actually do it. I'm just going to show it to you. Okay. Okay, so what happens from here is that you sit in front of your webcam and you create your video, you'll start your recording, you'll stop your recording, and ultimately what will happen is that you are going to have your own page, and I'm going to show you here. Okay, so I have a group called Maximize Your Life. I do a lot of coaching via that, and I just want to show you that last video that I created so you can see what you need to do in order to make it. I think it's important for me to actually show you. Here we go. All right, so the last video that I created for my people, I'm going to stop it right here. But you have the ability to make, yep, that's me. You have the ability to make your videos either public. Oh, sorry. There you go. Sorry about that. I thought I hit it. So what happened, so you can make this either public, you can make it private, or you can make it unlisted. What you want to do with your video is make it unlisted. If you make your video private in YouTube, you will not be able to upload your video to Life Coach Office. All right? So it needs to either be public or it needs to be unlisted. If you have your video public on YouTube, then what happens is anyone on YouTube can search it and find it. So if your video is part of a program that you are selling, you want to make it private so that you have access to it, you can share it with whom you want, but folks who are on YouTube cannot randomly just go and watch your video. This is the little share button here. It will give you a link that you will use. You're going to copy and paste that link. You see it right there? And you're going to then, after you copy it, take it to Life Coach Office. So I'm going back here, and you will put that right here, okay? After groups, then what will happen is that you decide who you want to be able to see it. So let's say for now you only want to see that video yourself. You haven't finished creating all you needed to create in order to make that video available to everyone. So just click on Only Coach Can View. And this is the area here where it says Lesson Files. If you want to add a worksheet, a questionnaire, anything at all to go with that video, this is where you would do it. You would hit Browse. You would upload that to the file, and then you would click Save. Okay? Once you do that, it's going to appear in the classroom. And it will look like this. So this is Lesson 1 Pathfinders, and it says Maximize Your Life Notebook. And that is the attachment that I made for this particular video. If you needed to edit it, you just click on the little pencil here. It's going to pull it up so that you can edit it. You can decide who you want to receive it. You can change the name of it. You can add another document. You can upload as many lesson files as you want. You click Save, and it will be there, right there, in your area. So there you have it. This is what goes into the classroom. It is video, and it is attachments that might go along with the video. So what about your library? Well, your library are all of your written and your audio documents. So here's what's new about the library, is that the library, you see that you have folders available now. So see this, it says Get Started, and it says Pathfinders, okay? So, and it has a little folder next to it. The little folder means that this is an actual folder, and you can put things inside of it. So maybe you want to give the folks that are just starting with you access to a Get Started folder, and that's where you're going to house the things that you want people to do to get started. Maybe you have a questionnaire you want them to fill out. Maybe you have, I don't know, some kind of stress document you want them to fill out. You can upload it to the important documents for your client if you want to, or you can simply make it available to all of, anyone that you want to. So I created this folder, and it says it's available to all, okay? Because anyone who started any program, I want them to have access to this. Now, I also have some documents here that are uploaded. So I have a Get Started folder, a Pathfinders program folder, and then the other things are documents. This is the Pathfinder Chapter 1 values. That is a document. The GAS form is a goals and steps form that I have available for people. And right now, I've allocated to folks who are involved in private coaching. And then I have Maximize Living is for You. It's another document that I wrote. And right now, it's not available I don't have it available to anyone. So let's go ahead and let's say that I want the Maximize Living is for You document to be available to those who are just getting started. So I want it available to everyone. I could, if I wanted to, just make it available to everyone. But let's see what happens when, okay, so that's my Get Started. Hold on one thing. I want to edit that. And it says only coach can view. So I can, if I wanted to, click all clients and make it available there. But I don't know that I want to do that. Let's say I don't want to do that for whatever reason. I want to go to my folder. And I want to, let's create a new one so you can see what that's like. Let's see, Life Coach Office folder. And I, right now, am making this available to, I don't know, private coaching. Let's save it. Okay, see? There's your other folder, Life Coach, and it goes alphabetical, just so you know. So Getting Started, Life Coach Office folder. This one, it says private coaching. So anyone that signs up for private coaching will automatically have access to that. Getting Started, they automatically have access to that. Pathfinders program, let's make this available to someone because right now it doesn't say anything. That means it's only available to the coach. See, only coach can view. We're going to make the Pathfinders program available to the Path and to Pathfinders. So you can make it available to as many folks as you want to. The Path bonus. So the reason why I'm making it available to that group is because I offer the first chapter of the Pathfinders program for free because I want people to try it out, get a feel for it, see if they might like it, and see if I can entice them to purchase the rest of the program. But it's also available to anyone that purchases the Pathfinders program. You click Save, and now you'll see Pathfinders program, and it says the Path, and it says bonus, the Path bonus, and then Pathfinders program. Those are the folks that will have access to that. I hope that makes sense. I want to take a pause for a moment. I want to see if anyone has any questions about that. If you do, please go ahead and just send me a question. I want to make sure that you're clear on how that folder works. You can make it available only to the coach, and that means that you won't see anything in this area here where it says edit. Next to edit, you'll see nothing. You can make it available to all clients or just certain clients, certain groups that you've already created. All right? That's what your folders are going to look like. Awesome. Very clear. All right. Now, let's go back to the Pathfinders chapter. Okay, let's do this. I want to make my Maximize Living is for You available to anyone who becomes one of my members. I call my clients members. I want to make sure that every client has access to that program. So I'm going to click this, Maximize Living is for You, and then I'm going to click Move. And look what pops up. It says Target Folder. And if you click the drop-down button, all of your folders are listed there. It just so happens that Get Started is the first one. Okay, I see the question, Anna. I'll be right with you. So you will say Get Started, and you will save it. All right, and it's just letting you know that, if you move this, everyone is going to basically have access. I'm fine with that. And now You don't see it anymore. Why? Because it is now in this folder. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just did the wrong thing. So it's in the Getting Started folder. So you click Getting Started, it's going to come up, and there you have it. Maximize Living is for you is right there. So I have a question, and it says, how do I make a library item available to one client? I'm going to tell you the easiest way to do it so that it doesn't get crazy. All right? So you might have, let's say you could have 10 documents that you only want one person to see that document. I'm going to tell you that probably the easiest thing to do is to create a group for that one client. All right? So you're going to go to your account. Come on. And here's your groups. We're going to create a new one. And I'm just going to call this my favorite client. And any lesson that you have here, any lesson that you create is going to already come up, and because it tells you, because you have to assign the lesson to groups. So if you want your favorite client to have access to everything, boom, boom, boom. And so this right here, all the video, assigning the bonus material, that is everything in the library, boom, boom, boom. Did you get that? Assigning lessons, lesson 1, Pathfinders, lesson 2, motivation. These are your class, things are in the classroom, all of the film, all of the video, everything from YouTube or video, all right? That, where it says assign lessons, that's what that is. That's everything in your classroom. Where it says assign bonus material, that is everything in your library. So if you want your favorite client to have access to everything, that's what you will do. You'll click everything, and then it says, would you like to enable to register this for this group online? What does this mean? This means, do you want a link that you can put out on a web page, that you can send in an email, that you can put in an HTML document, whatever, send it to someone and let them register on their own, all right? I don't know many people that don't want that. What is going to be the cost of that? We're going to say that, now, please understand, if you haven't already created the cost of that, you're not going to see it here, okay? Because you have not yet published it, it's okay for you to say, let's make it free, because I'm going to show you how to go back and change it, all right? And then you decide how long you want folks to have access to it. You can change it anytime you want to. We're just going to say forever right now. We're going to save it. Okay. So this is for our favorite client. We've just given them access to absolutely everything. My favorite client, right now the price is free. There are links for it, okay, which is awesome. But now we're going to go back because you don't want to give all of that away for free, do you? No. So you have to go into client billing. All right, products and services. And let's just say your favorite client's name is James. You're making this one thing just for James. So we're going to click on New. And you're going to say just for James. And let's say that James is going to pay you $5.75 for that. You're not going to charge any tax on that, and you're going to hit save. And what happens? You now have just for James in there. And maybe James is getting a very special price, and that's the reason why you're doing this. Okay? So now, you see that what we've done. This is where the pricing is for all your products and services. Let me take this backward. This is another area where a lot of times folks get a little confused. All right? All right, so it says client billing. Let's take it back one more place. All right, under your account, it says client billing and it says groups. Client billing is exactly that. It is about your money, all right? It is about how much you're going to get paid, and for what, all right? Groups is exactly that. It is simply a group that you want to set up. And think of your group as just being classified as what people, places, things. You know, let's think about that. So when you go into your groups, you're not going to see pricing. You're going to see the price. Well, you will, but that's not where you're going to create the pricing. In client billing is where you're going to create the pricing. And this way, when you go into groups, that is the area where you're going to pull your pricing and connect it to your group. So you said, you know, all right, I created my favorite client's information. It's for James, but I really don't want to give this away for free to James. That path, remember I said I give away the first chapter for free, and that's what I did. It says free, there's a link for it, and I mean that to be that way, but not for James. He's my favorite client, but I don't like him that much. I gave him a discount because he's with me for a very long time. I'm giving him access to Pathfinders plus everything else. I'm charging him $575 instead of the $675. And look at here. It says just for James. James is going to get that $100 discount. And I'm going to leave the access as forever because, again, he's been with me for a long time. I could always go back in, and I can change that whenever I want to. I've saved it. And now I have created a group for James. And now you can get the link, and you can take that link, and you can send it to James in an email. And there you have it. So this is the online registration link. You can, again, use that to embed it on your website. You can embed that in any kind of email document that you send out, anything. And you're going to take that, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do this. We're going to copy it. And okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to do it because I don't have my email up. So if you did have your email up, you're going to copy and paste that into an email. It is a link. And then what happens is that your client will receive that link. They're going to log on it, and it's not going to give them access until they actually pay for it. Okay? I hope that answered the question. If it didn't answer the question, please email me back. If anyone has any questions about that, just let me know. I'll wait a moment to see if you have any questions about that at all, because it's important to me that you understand that before we move forward. Okay? In the meantime, I'm going to go to the classroom because I want to show you the new way to drag and drop reordering. This is really, really cool. Let's say, you know, you have your lessons in by a certain way. They actually go in, I believe it's alphabetical. Yep, alphabetical. But I want my motivational video to be first. I'm literally just going to right-click that and move it up, literally, and then click Save Order. And now my motivational video is going to be first. Look at that. Don't you love that? Maybe I want my Pathfinders Lesson 1 to be first, and then I want folks to get into the video. So I just right-clicked it and moved it. And I'm saving it. And now you see the motivational video is in between Lesson 1 and Lesson 2. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. Okay. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting features that we've had in a long time, and that is the customizable journal. I know that you are really itching to understand this customizable journal. So let me first show you another shortcut some folks may not know. All right, this right here, this little house above logout, when you click that, it takes you to your main screen. There you go. All right. And if you click on My Accounts, you see this? It says Coaching Journal Templates. We're going to click on that. These are all right clicks, by the way. And what you're going to see there is standard client meeting, standard group meeting. These are the templates that are the standard templates that are there that you can create that actually come up for your journal. But we want to create something new. All right? So you're going to click on New. Okay? And what happens is you have a new template. A session summary always will come up automatically. The private notes comes up automatically. And we're going to call this Pathfinders program. All right? That's the name of the template. Session summary. So the way the session summary comes up, it actually says, it is the actual summary that is already in the standard form. You may want to use it. You may not want to use it. It's completely up to you. All right. And so it comes up. It says session summary. To help you get maximum benefit from your coaching experience, please answer the following questions during and or immediately following your session. Who can edit this section? Only clients? Only the coach, or all? All right. So we want the client to do this. Who can view it? We want everyone to view it. But again, only clients, only coach, or all. Completely up to you. And right now, it's just what is the overall rating of the session. Okay? Well, I want to add another question. I want to add, why did you give this rating? Okay? There. That's my other question. Now, I want to add a section because I would like to know something else. So here we are. The new section comes up. See that? It says new section. And here, I want to click that blue drop, and now you get this drop down button. And you can name your section. And I'm going to say, aha. All right? And what I want them to do is please record any new insights you gained from this section. Okay. Who can edit this section? Well, I want the client to do it, and I want us all to be able to see it. Okay? And then I want to add a question. Okay, and the question is, what did you learn today? We'll make it easy. And then we're going to add another question. Let's see, it says ahas. Click back in there. Let's add another question. What was asked that prompted this discovery? So, you know, we're always as coaches, discovery. I can't talk and type at the same time. I'm sorry. And then we're going to add that question, and we're going to save. Okay, so as coaches, we are always asking questions. And so for me, I like to know sometimes, what question did I ask you to make you gain that insight? All right, and so now that's there. All right, so now when you go to the coaching journal, look at that. You have the standard client meeting, you have the standard group meeting, and you have the Pathfinders program. All right? And if you wanted to get back into it, you literally just click on Pathfinders program, and it will come up for you. You can edit it. Session summary, private notes, ahas. You can edit it if you want to. You can copy it if you wanted to. Maybe you have another program that's very similar, but you want basically the same thing, but you want to add a few other things to it. You can do all of that with it. What you cannot change are the two standards. The two standards are always going to be the two standards. Okay? You don't ever have to use them. All right. So let's go to an appointment so that we can now see how that gets used. So you go into your calendar. Now, here's something that I want you each to understand. Every time you make an appointment, that appointment creates a new coaching journal. All right? So we're going to make an appointment, a new meeting, and we're going to just say private coaching is the name of it. And I have a client by the name of Dave. Here we go. You'll see a lot about Dave in the the coaching guide. And you know, can't wait for our new next meeting. See you there. Now, right underneath that, see that journal template? This is where you select which template, and we're going to choose the Pathfinders program. Simple as that. We're going to choose the day. We're going to let it be 6:19. This tells you what time that meeting is in the participant's time zone. So Dave is a couple of hours away from me. So it's 6:19 for me, but it's 8:19 for Dave. Also, it tells you here, are you double booked? And it says there are no meetings on the selected date. So if you already had a meeting that was scheduled on that day, it will be listed there so that you don't double book your time. If you want to attach a file to this for Dave to complete for you, you can attach a file to it also. Then you click Save. If you wanted to have it to be a recurring meeting, you could do that as well. I just want to create one meeting. That's for today. It is in the process of saving, as you can see right here. Time is going by so quickly. And, okay, come on, Dave. Okay, Dave is going to be thinking for a while, so I'm going to move over while we do that. And I want to go to my calendar. Yep, so Dave's meeting is there. I'm going to stop that. All right, so Dave's meeting is there. Private coaching, Dave Smith. When you go into it, there you go. Can't wait for our next meeting. See you there. Dave Smith. All right, he hasn't accepted yet, so there you go. Oh, you know, I made it in the past. That's smart, but you get the idea. And then you can go to the coaching journal. When you go to the coaching journal, thank goodness it's not at this speed in real life for me. I don't think that I would be very happy. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat. Not really sure what's going on here, why this is taking so long. I'll be happy to try and answer the questions as much as I can. I'm going to go back to this. I'm not quite sure why that's happening. I want you to see something. Oh, I click clients. I want to go to my, there's only one client in here. Like I said, this is a test module. So all right, so this is getting kind of crazy. All right, so let's go to my calendar. I want to show you something. We're going to go back to the journal in a moment. So what I did earlier today, is I made sure that my time zone was my regular time zone. Hold on, I'm typing again. And I also put in that I was going to be going on vacation. Okay. And the reason why is, see here, it says Pacific Honolulu. So let's say I'm going to Hawaii, but I'm still going to be available to coach because, you know, maybe I only have a couple of clients that week. It's not a coaching week. And so I'm like, I don't want to reschedule them. I'll just go ahead and keep them on schedule. So the system knows that on these days I'm going to be in Hawaii, and it's going to change my default time to Hawaii time. And then on the day that I set to return, I will go back to my regular time. So for those of you who are coaches who travel and you still work while you're traveling, that is a fantastic feature for you to use. You know, because you can put the time in, put the date range, the system will automatically know that you are not in your location on when the day comes, and it's going to revert the time to the time that you have. Okay, I want to go back now to my client. Okay, hopefully this is great. And let's go into Dave so that we can see Dave's. Okay, we're going to go into his coaching journal. And there we go, private coaching for the 4th. That's the meeting that I just set up. We're going to click on that blue line there. And there you go. You see it says session summary, private notes, ahas. I know that that is the Pathfinder's journal because that's the one I just created, and I added ahas to that. You might want to utilize a section to put homework, and you can make that available for both you and your client. So you could type in the homework, and then you can, you know, they can put information in the journal about the homework. There definitely are questions for them to fill out, as you know already. They're reminded to fill out the information on, and it asks the question about whether they do their homework, but maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want to use the coaching journal. Feel free to use this however you want to. And when you do it, please let us know the creative ways that you're using the journal in your coaching practices. All right. I want to fit in a couple of questions here for just a moment. One of the common questions that I tend to get, someone just did ask this question, is how do you edit or delete an incorrect invoice? Well, I have to tell you, unfortunately, at this point, there is no way to actually delete it. That is something that has come up, and it is on our to-do list to take a look at that. We're actually going to be taking a look at billing as a whole because we've been getting a lot of questions about that. But I'm going to go into that area so we can see. Okay, so invoices here. I'm going to create an invoice. Okay, so here's your invoice. See where it says just for James? These are the products and services that you created. We're gonna do it for. We're gonna send this to Dave, and Dave actually has private coaching. Okay, and let's preview it. Oh, you can put when you want this to be sent on, and I want it to be sent on the 15th of April because he gets billed on the 15th of April. I can preview it. This is what it will look like. And we're going to put send later. Okay? Now, whatever you put in as your logo is going to appear there. Now, I put send later, so you can go in We're going to do preview. Let's say I want to edit. It's not sent yet, right? So because it has not been sent yet, I can edit. Maybe I'll do the Pathfinders program because I built him for the wrong thing. There you go. That changed the price. Now, let's say I want to send it now. Once I send it, which I will, it's sent. The only thing I can do is mark it as paid or as owing. Leave it as owing. But you can no longer go into it and change it, I don't believe. Let's see. Nope, you can't. You can pull it up and take a look at it. You can print it out if you want to. But unfortunately, at this point, you can't change it. Now, here's the thing about marking it as paid. You know, you can export it in your report area. So let's put it. What I would do is I would not mark it as paid. But when you go into your report area and you pulled your reports out, that would be where I would make changes to it. It would be easier for me. Monthly billing report. Did you click? No. Okay. Open it. I marked it as paid. So let's take a look at how that. Just one moment. So what happens when the invoice is sent? When you send that invoice, it goes to them via email. All right. Hold on, I'm moving my chat screen over so I can see. It goes to your client via email, and you would have already set up your form of payment. Come on now. This doesn't want to. There we go. Tells you the date sent. Yeah, hold on a second. I need to get out of my chat for a moment. There we go. Okay, there was only that one invoice, so that's the reason why it's there. It's marked as paid, but he didn't actually pay it. Okay, so here's what happens. That invoice goes out via email, and he receives the email, and then what he does is that he goes in and he goes and pays it. So let's take a look. I want to show you where that is. All right, so let's go into your accounts. Because it's in the area where you set up your billing, all right? And I don't mean creating the bill. I mean your account settings. All right, collect money from clients. And right here, see, PayPal account and bank transfer. So what happens, your client will click on the invoice, and because I have it set up as PayPal, it will go through my PayPal account. If I had my bank set up, it would go through my bank transfer, and that's exactly what would happen. It happens with you. And then when you run your reports, it runs differently because they actually show that the money went from one place to another. On the example I just showed you, I marked it as paid, but it didn't actually show it as actually paid because Dave did not go in and actually pay me. Does that make? I hope that makes sense. You can manually go in and you can manually put, change that for yourself because it's just an Excel document. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, you can let me know. But obviously, if you're paying via PayPal, they can pay with any kind of credit card that they want to. Okay. Under the account settings, the other thing that I wanted you to see here, this is where that time zone is. And this is where, you see where it says vacation travel? Somebody's going to click edit so you can see it. So my default time zone is Mountain Time. this is for the demo. I'm not really in Mountain Time. I'm in Eastern Standard Time. I'm in good old Philadelphia. But, you know, April 10th in my dream life, I'm actually going to Hawaii. So I put that time zone in. I saved all of that, and that's why on my calendar you see that the time will default to Hawaii time zone from April 10th to April 15th. So that's where you do that in the My Account area. For those of you who joined a little bit late, I'm going to be going a few minutes later. We were going to go to 8:30 typically, but we had a little bit later of a start. So I'm going to go about another 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll close the call. This call is recorded, as most of you know. It is going to be made available on the Life Coach Office website, and we will be hosting calls at least once a month to get familiar with the system and also to cover any topics that you're interested in. So send us an email and let us know what you're interested in. We're interested in helping you to develop your business and your brand. So let us know what you're interested in, because we would definitely do everything that we can to get the right people on the line. One more question. How do you determine the client number that affects pricing? Okay, so I'm going to go back to that area. And here we go. All right, here it says client billing. Here it says groups. Just a quick overview, because we did go over this a little bit earlier, but that's the question that I'm getting. Here is where you set up your products and services under client billing. And what we did earlier was that we set up a pricing for the Pathfinders program for our favorite client, James, at $575. This is where you put the pricing in for whatever it is that you are offering. You might have private coaching at $125, and you might have I'm sorry, Beth, I'm reading your question. I'm not sure that I understand what you just sent over to me. So if you could send it to me again, then maybe I'll be able to answer your question. So this is where you set up the pricing for your products and services. And bear with me a moment. I'm going backward to go to your groups. You set up your groups, and each group that you set up gets connected to a price. And that's how you set that up. So, and this is the link that goes with it. So when you set up your group, you click new, you put the name of the group, you put what lessons to assign to it, whether or not you want a registration link, and every product that you set up in pricing comes up here under product. You put the length of time that you want to allow them to have access to it. You click save, and it'll be there very, very quickly, very easy. Oh, I see. So let me see if I understand the question. It says, how do you determine the client number that affects pricing by LCO? You know what, Beth? Unfortunately, I think that we're going to need to talk offline. Can you just shoot me your email address, and then we can connect, and I can get a easier way to gauge the answer to your question. If you send me your email address, I can connect to you. Thank you very much. I will definitely connect to you so that we can answer that question, because I don't think I quite understand it. I'm just going to read quickly something that came in so that I can answer the question. I'm so sorry that I can't read and talk at the same time. For length of sessions, so someone does 45-minute sessions. Is there an option for logging 45 minutes? Absolutely. So let me go to my client, Dave. The question is, can you basically put the length of time that you have for your sessions? So I clicked on Dave, and you know what? Let's start this from scratch. All right, so I'm going to go into my calendar, and I'm going to set up my meeting. Come on. And I'm going to create a new meeting. I'm going to create this meeting for tomorrow with Dave. Now, the great thing is that once you have your clients in, when you type in just the first 3 letters, their email address comes up. You don't have to know the email address. Session 2. Okay, and then here, I want the journal template to be Pathfinders. We're going to meet, let's meet in April. Let's meet on Thursday. And let's make the time 6 p.m. And I prefer to put the numbers in, actually, for myself. Some people prefer to use the slide. And we're going to do it from 6 to 6:45. Okay? So that's a 45-minute session. I'm not going to do it recurring. It's just one time. This is the time in my participant's time zone because he's in a different time zone for me than I am. I am not double booked. Okay? And now I'm going to save it. When I save this, the journal for that particular meeting is going to be created. So that means, I hear the questions already. So does that mean my client can have one coaching journal for one session and one coaching journal for another? Absolutely. Because you might have a client that is just a private coaching client and you use specific journal for that. And then maybe you have a program such as the Pathfinders program that they decide to become a member of, and now you have a different coaching journal for that. So when you are coaching them under the Pathfinders program, you would select that journal, and if it was just standard coaching, you could select that journal. Okay? So now when I go to my calendar, I will see in April that I have a session with Dave. There you go, April 2nd. Again, the yellow shows I'm going to be in Hawaii, and I'll be coaching from there. Now let's go back to the earlier event that I created for Dave for Wednesday the 4th of March. I'd like to show you something here. I'm going to go to the coaching. Oh, you know what? It's not accepted. I'm limited to what I can show you because it's not accepted. But yes, you can show that you've only coached the person for 45 minutes, and it will log it as 45 minutes. It will log it at 15 minutes. You can log it at whatever you want to. I log even my laser coaching calls. So with my private clients, or sometimes with my group clients, I'll just say with the group. Maybe it's an 8-week group and it comes along with, instead of me saying 2 coaching sessions, I'll say 2 hours. And they can separate that however they want to. They can do it in 15-minute intervals, half an hour one time, 15 minutes another time, an hour another time. And exactly the way you set it up as a meeting is the way that time is going to be logged. So yes, you can definitely log it that way if you want to. Just so you know, the journal is customizable. You both can be writing in it at the same time, both you and your client. Here is something that you need to know. When you go into the journal, so let's say your client is in the journal doing a session summary, and you want to go into the journal and type in coaching notes. When you pull it up, if your client is already in it, you're going to see a warning that says, I think it says another person using journal, or journal being used, something like that. Do yourself a favor. Don't go in it during that time, because if you do, anything that you type in the journal will be lost because there already is someone in there already. Okay? You have to wait until the other person is not in the journal, and then you can put your items in the journal, and that journal will be updated. Tell your clients, if they go into the journal and it says journal is being used, they should not at that time use the journal, because that means you're in it, and anything that they type in the journal will not be used. Okay? Well, I have a question that I get often that I want everyone to be aware of, and that unfortunately I'm going to have to close the call. But the question was, what happens to your suggestions and your improvement comments? Please know that our goal at Life Coach Office is to make this, one of the best tools, if not the best tool that is out there. Okay? And so when you have a suggestion, what will happen if we're not already, well, whether we're working on it or not, we're going to log it, because even if we are working on it, it tells us, it allows us to know that we should continue to work on it. But we keep a list of everything that is suggested, and when we see things that are suggested multiple times, we know it's something that we need to be looking at. And if we see it asked for more and more, that's how we rank what is going to be worked on sooner rather than on a later update. So the customizable coaching journal was something that we saw that folks were asking for a great deal, and so it is what came out in this most recent upgrade. One of the next things that we are looking at is creating folders for the classroom. Those of you who have a lot of information in your classrooms and you'd really love to see all of that in folders, you're going to be very happy to know it's one of the updates that we're working on, so you will be seeing that sooner rather than later. Another thing that we will be looking at pretty soon is drip content, so that you can actually, rather than you having to go in and make sessions available month after month to the folks that are purchasing a program from you, you will be at some point able to select dates by which you can drip this content along when someone has purchased the program. So I know that that's exciting for you to hear. Unfortunately, I cannot give you a date as to when that will be available. Please understand that when we work on these things, we test them to make sure that when we roll them out, it rolls out very smooth for you and your clients. So please make sure that you share with us by just clicking LCO support what it is that would make this system work really, really well for you. We know that the ability to edit invoices is something that you would like to see. We've definitely had people talk about the user interface. I mean, there are several things that we have not done yet that we know that folks are asking for, and we do take your suggestions very seriously. The other thing is, you should know that if you would like to have, if for some reason you need a phone call, you need a one-on-one, someone to speak with you, we are more than willing to do that. I make, one-on-one calls with people every time. We share the screen and I show you exactly what it is that you're looking for, and help you work through some things. So if you need that, again, just whatever it is that you need, click that LCO support button and let us know, send us an email. Our goal, just so you know, is to get back to you within 24 hours. Now, for some of you, you might say, well, that's a bit of a long time. Please understand that we are located all over the world, literally. As I told you earlier, I'm in Philadelphia, but Benet, who many of you have had contact with over the years, she's in Asia, so she's not even here in the States right now. And as she moves around, the time zones are different. So, for us to be able to communicate, sometimes we're able to communicate, that evening because, our times might overlap. But most of her working day, I'm sleeping, and most of my working day, she's sleeping. So in order to speak with the development team and the other folks that are working, sometimes I have to send an email and find out times when we can connect live, or they just respond to the email. And that's the reason why it takes, we're not able to actually get back to you like within an hour. But as I said, if you really just have a series of questions and you need a live phone call, just let us know. We are more than happy to make this work for you. I want to thank you so much for being on the call tonight. I am so grateful that you've taken the time out and that I've been able to answer your questions. please, if you continue to have questions, just let us know. And as I mentioned a few times, let us know what kind of webinars you'd like to be a part of. We'd love to help you grow your business, and we'd love to get the right folks on the line to help you to do that. If you are not already a person that is involved with Life Coach Office, we invite you to try it out for 30 days. I mean, it's, for 10 people, $13 a month. And again, just let us know if you want a one-on-one, conversation about how to get started. We would absolutely love to do that. I hope that this has been very informative for you. I look forward to visiting with you on the next call. And remember, within the next 10 days, this call will be loaded on the Life Coach Office website. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for participating. I will be talking to you, hopefully, in next month's call. Take care. I will be ending the meeting, and when that happens, everything will just shut down. So take care. I'll be talking to you soon.